Cut!
Hi everyone, I'm Amena and welcome back explorers to my vlog. Also, if you happen to be new here or are a repeat visitor, be welcome. Be sure to also look at the description below for all credits given. And with all that said, good morning everyone. I do have a number of things I want to chat about, but first, I will reiterate, I will be doing VTuber vlogs until further notice. Unfortunately, or fortunately for the situation, weather has not been cooperative for regular vlogs. So, the fact that I'm doing VTuber vlogs right now is probably a good thing. Not exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep my real life vlogs and my VTuber vlogs even. I don't think that's going to work too well. Oh well. Okay, now that that's stated, you probably already know that yes, I do have a gaming Vroid model at this point. And that's the one that I will introduce myself as Mena Angelfire for the most part. And during Halloween, or rather October, I actually made, about 4 different Halloween costume Vroids, quote unquote. Even one that I'm thinking specifically about using as my Vroid model for VTubing Roblox, if I do that. And that will be my Julo lantern. But, yeah, the whole point of costumes is to be somebody you're not. So it would make sense that the costumes would literally have their own pieces of lore. But before I even created my Mena Angelfire gaming Vroid model, I actually created a few prototypes. One would be a gobliness mage, and one would be a bunny girl from Terra. Those are prototypes, and I won't be using them anymore. But that being said, I might share them. If I do, they will definitely be different from my actual lore Vroid models. Now, there is a reason they're different, and I will be using them separately on different occasions. I haven't exactly told you what the lore is, but here's a hint and a clue. It involves portals and jumping and transformations. So, shall we say Mena Angelfire is very, malleable. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, I am going to set up for the next model I will be using once. And that will be the model I'm calling Wednesdays. Now, after I got done watching Wednesday, the Netflix series, I actually looked on Vroid-Hub to see if anyone made a Wensday Addams Vroid model for free to be downloaded and everything. They did, but one thing I noticed is they neglected one thing. The pigtails. I'm sorry, Wednesday has pigtails. Braided or not, they are pigtails. And if you do not have pigtails, it, for the most part, if you do not have pigtails of any kind for a Vroid model, that, as far as I'm concerned, does not count as Wednesday. So there is one more Vroid model I did make that I will actually share. Now, the reason for the white hearts and the black background is because I went on Vroid-Hub to look to see if anyone made a Wensday Addams Vroid model. After watching the Wednesday Netflix series. And no, I'm not going to compare it to the Addams family because it's not following the Addams family. It's following a version of Wednesday, not the version, just a version. So I'm not going to compare it to anything. But, oh, wow. The one thing I will say is no matter what, if you can't find pigtail braids, give your version of Wednesday pigtails. I'm sorry. For pigtails, braided or not, if you don't have them in one version of your model, that doesn't count as Wednesday or a version of Wednesday. However, there are those that kind of count, especially if it's more based on the Wednesday Netflix series. That's the one exception. But with that being said, I'm going to switch over to the model I created, which I am currently going to call Wednesdays. 1 second. Okay, this is the Vroid model I'm calling Wednesdays. And yes, I made this in Vroid Studio. And it would be nicer if there were actually braided pigtails about the same length as these pigtails. But the pale complexion, the black and white dress, the black pigtails. So I feel confident in calling this Wednesdays or a version of Wednesday. I will not say Wensday Addams because obviously it can't be. However, I can be close. And when you come right down to it, this is what I considered. Well, this is what I would actually consider a cosplay or costume play. I might not actually be able to act the part, but you know, either way, I think I might actually share this model. But let me know what you think. Should I or should I not? Just be sure to say yay Is it yay or nay? Or yes or no in the comments. Yes to Wednesdays or no to Wednesdays. And with that said, I'm switching to my next background. And this is more of a reminder of what I want to talk about next. Now, I don't know. Maybe I should switch back to my main vlogging self for VTubing. Uh, well, we'll think about it. Oh yeah, I really should. 1 second. Okay, so after I took a second to think about it, there's at least one bit of lore that establishes Wednesday as having a negative reaction to anything with color. So it makes sense that anything to do with a version of her might actually just be black and white. But I figure my regular vlogging self for VTubing is probably a good stand-in. After all, I started out this way. And the background that I am currently using is the background I use, or will be using, mostly, for my gaming Vroid model. Okay, but in this case, it's a very good reminder for what I want to talk about next, which are the Full Metal Alchemist live action movies. Now, when it comes to live action anime movies or adaptions for anime that have been around, there have been a number of flops. I won't say which ones because, quite frankly, I actually like what I see unless it severely deviates from the main plot and I'm like, what am I watching? But for the most part, yeah. But when you come right down to it, this uh, these adaptions are actually some of the first, or yeah, some of the first that I've actually seen that are very, very close to the source material. These adaptions are made not from Full Metal Alchemist, but Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. There's a big difference. You have the original, which deviated from the manga, and then you have Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which follows the manga exactly, or as close as you can do it. And when you come right down to it, if you have the time to actually watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I recommend you do so. However, if you only have time, if you only have like 6 hours to watch it, or 6.5, or if you only have about, if you have a limited amount of time and you just want to watch chunks of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, uh, the live action adaptations are definitely one way you could go. And yes, the CG effects may be okay, but it's like Okay, as far as I'm concerned, if you want epic CG effects, just watch the anime. Because you can do things in 2D drawing or anime that you cannot do in CG. Uh, yeah. So that's the one thing that's like, maybe they could have done better. But, you know, for the most part, they did a good job with what they had. And they were doing their best to stay as close as possible to the source material. And they did a good job recreating some of the characters, but I'm gonna let you decide for yourselves. And yes, you can find those movies on Netflix if you have it. I don't know where else you can find them. And I don't know whether Netflix still has both Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood as enemies on their service. But either way, next subject. And this will actually be the last one I will be talking about. And finally, our last topic. Christmas Day will be coming very soon. In fact, it will be coming next Sunday. So, if you don't have your Christmas trees up yet, decorated, and Christmas presents under the tree, you better hurry up and do that. Oh, and Christmas night, don't forget to put out, oh, I don't know, sugar cookies, gingerbread cookies, milk, and all those goodies for dear old Saint Nick, whoever they may be. Or is it Santa Claus? As I said, whoever they might be. But either way, this background is only sporting a few presents, but you can be assured that next Sunday there will be more presents uh, in the background. Not necessarily under the tree because I have that full. I have that packed full. But either way, I'm going to end this episode here and leave you all with this. If you have been enjoying my content, please feel free to leave a like and or subscribe. You can also leave a comment down below in the comments section. Be sure to hit that notification bell because YouTube doesn't always like to share. Be safe, be healthy, Merry Christmas, and as always, be true to you. Mena Angelfire signing out.